tutorial, we're going to be using Photopea to illustrate over photographs that you've taken. So I'm going to start by opening up a base image, and once we've opened up that base image, we're going to use the brush tool and we're going to use the colour palette to select colours and brush sizes and paint over the top of our image. So first thing I want you to do is go and add a new layer. Now, my suggestion is that you work into this new layer, because that way anything that you want to later on get rid of or you're not happy with, you can simply use the eraser tool to get rid of it, rather than painting straight into the image, in which case it's going to be difficult to get rid of any errors. So we've got a new layer. We're going to come over and look at the brush tool next. So here's the brush tool. When we click on the brush tool, at the top, we've got different sizes of brush. So I can go and move this slider and it will make my brush bigger. And you can see that circle on the screen changes size. Okay. Now, a little quick tip for that is if you use your square bracket keys on your keypad, you can actually make your brush bigger by using those. Okay, so there's my brush. I'm going to illustrate some coloured strings of water coming out of here. So I'm going to come down to my colour palette and I'm actually going to click on and choose a colour. So once I've chosen it, I have to click OK. And from here, you can then paint in your squiggles. So I'm going to do a few at different sizes. So again, I'm going to use my square bracket key. I'm going to make this bit a little bit bigger. Okay. And then I'm going to look at changing the colour. So I'm going to choose this blue. I'm going to reduce down the size of my brush. I'm going to brush in. And painting over the top is as simple as that with the brush tool. So this is your most basic way of illustrating. You can obviously also write in this way. Now you have to have a steady hand, and that is a bit difficult. But the next thing I'm going to show you is how to use the selection tool to fill blocks of space. So if I come up to the selection tool, I'm going to make a drop of water. So I'm going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to come down here and select some blue. I'm going to OK that, so I've got blue paint, and I'm going to use my paint bucket tool here. Now, these tools are hidden, it could be hidden under gradient tool. So if you can't find your paint bucket, click on the side and see if it's hidden in one of the other tool areas. So there's my paint bucket tool, and I'm going to go and drop blue into that circle. So I've now got a perfect circle shape. If I want to deselect that circle shape, I come up to the select menu, click on deselect, and I've now got a perfect circle. And I'm going to try and make that into a drop of water. This is where I have to have a steady hand. I've done a particularly good job there. Okay, so there's my droplet of water. I'm going to come and add a little highlight. Okay, so click on there, click OK. And I'm going to make my brush a lot smaller. I'm going to add in a little hint of light. And there you have it. So that is your most basic method of adding illustration to your image. Go and have a go, and then come back and I'm going to show you some more advanced challenge tasks for how to add more illustration using other images. This tutorial is going to show you some more advanced techniques for adding illustration to your images. So we're going to start again by opening up our base image, and I'm going to use a different image this time. and I'm going to try and create something that looks like this illustration there. So I'm going to open up this image. The first thing I'm going to do is use our adjustment layers to change it to black and white. Okay, so black and white, happy with that. Then I'm going to open up another image because I want to use some leaf shapes in this. So rather than trying to draw them freehand with your mouse or your trackpad, which is really difficult, we're going to use another image to help us. So I'm going to come and open an image that I've downloaded from the internet, and it was just this one here. And when you're doing this, you're looking for an image that is black and white. With this second image, we're going to use the magic wand tool, which is up here, to select the leaf that we want, and we're going to copy. So edit, copy, and we're going to paste it into our new image. Edit, paste. Now, that is not big enough and it is not the colour I want. So the next thing we're going to do is make it bigger. And we do that by coming up to Edit, Transform, okay, and Scale. I'm going to make that bigger. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to click the tick up here to confirm. So I'm happy with that leaf. I'm going to come to the Move tool and I am going to move that down to the bottom here. And now I actually want to go and fill it with a colour. So I'm happy with yellow. I'm going to use my paint bucket tool. I'm going to fill that with yellow. So that's one leaf. I want to deselect that because it's got the marching ants around it. And then what I can do now is duplicate this layer to go to the Move tool. I'm now going to move that. I'm going to select it again with my magic wand tool. And I'm going to go and change that for a different colour. So, paint bucket tool. I'm happy with that. I'm going to deselect it. The one thing I am going to do with this though is I am going to move it and rotate it. So I come and click on my transform controls here, which then allows me to pick it up and rotate it. I might even make this one a little bit bigger. Okay, so that is how to use other images to add into your own photography. If I remind you again, I'm going to come and do another one. So magic wand tool, select the area that you want, copy. The quick keys are Control C and Control V. Edit, paste. See, it's Control V. We are then going to edit, transform, scale, and you're going to go bigger. And once you're happy with that, you tick it. Make sure you're on your Move tool, move it into position, and then add your colour. Your paint bucket tool. And there we have it. So, slightly more advanced, a few more steps to remember, but go and have a go and see if you can create something that looks as fantastic as the work we've been looking at by Rubesco.